Welcome back, Syracuse Math Kitties. In today's video, we are going to do page number 8 in your Spectrum Math Packet, lesson 5.11, volume of cones. As usual, let's read through and study the sample problem, which will help us solve all of these down here. Okay, and I believe that will be, then after this we'll do a video on volume of spheres, and then we have some problem solving work with volume. So essentially two more videos after this one. So let's read and try to understand this sample problem. Volume is the amount of space a three-dimensional figure occupies. The volume of a cone is calculated as 1/3 times base times height. All right. Another way of saying this is that volume is how much space there is on the inside of that shape. So the volume of cone is calculated as 1/3 times base times height. This is because a cone occupies 1/3 of the volume of a cylinder of the same height. Base is the area of the circle, pi times r squared. So as you can see here in this figure, you have a circle for the base, so we know how to calculate the area of a circle. So that is area of a circle. In this case, it's the base of this cone is pi times r squared. And then we have this height of our cone. And so we'll multiply the base, all right, times 1/3, okay, times the height, all right? So the volume is equal to, this is the formula for volume of the cone, is 1/3 times base pi r squared times height. Volume is given in cubic units or units cubed. If the height of a cone is 7 centimeters and radius is 3 centimeters, what is the volume? So radius, again, radius is referring to this dimension right here. All right, this is our r, that's the radius of the circle. This height, this line right here, is 7 centimeters. And okay, and then the pi in the formula we will use 3.14. So volume equals to, now when we plug these numbers in, we get volume V is equal to 1/3 times pi times r squared. We know that the radius is 3, so 3 squared times height, and we know that height is 7. So volume is equal to 3 squared is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 7 is 63. So volume is equals to pi times 63 divided by 3, which is this 1/3 right here. Volume is equal to pi times 21 because 63 divided by 3 is 21. And then volume finally is equal to 21 times pi, which is 21 times 3.14. So the volume of this cone is 65.94 centimeters cubed. Okay, now let's see this one. If you do not know the height, but you do know the radius and the length of the side, you can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the height. All right, so we have not learned this yet, so I want you to cross this off. Okay, you're not doing this portion of the problem. So I'm gonna cross it off. You cross it off on your chart as well. So we are not doing this second thing right here. Okay, so only these types of problems. So let's see, what do we have here? It says right here, find the volume of each cone. Use 3.14 for pi. Remember that the diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. Round answers to the nearest hundredth. So let's see, which one should we do? So I'm going to do number 1A, and I am going to do number 1C. Number 1A and number 1C.
1A, all right, let me draw out our cone. So we have the base and then the top part of our cone. The base or the circle has a radius of r is equal to 4 inches. And then the height, I'm gonna do it with a dotted line. It's kind of crooked, but you guys get the point. So our height is equal to 12 inches. So let's review here. We know that the volume of our cone is equal to 1/3 times base times the height. We know that, okay, so 1/3 times base, we know that the base is this area right here. So I'm gonna shade it lightly. All right, we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. And then we're gonna times our height. That is equal to, so volume is 1/3 times pi. We'll substitute 3.14 for pi in a minute. But for now, we're just gonna put pi, and then, so we know that pi is 4, so we're gonna do 4 squared times our height, which is 12 inches. All right, now we can solve for that. So let's see, 4 squared is 16. 4 squared is 16, so 1/3 pi times 16 times 12, that's equal to, so 12 times 16 is 192, so volume is equal to 1/3 pi times 192. 192 divided by 3 is 64, so we can reduce this, and the 192 divided by 3 ends up being 64, so our volume is equal to pi times 64, which is 3.14 times 64. Finally, our volume for this cone, a cone with a radius of 4 inches and height of 12 inches, is equal to 64 times 3.14. It is equal to 200.96 inches squared. All right, so that's 1A. Let's do the next one. We said we will do 1C. 1C, let's draw our cone. So there's our base of our cone. All right. In this case, we are given a diameter instead of a radius, and we have our height. Let me draw that out. Okay, so we know that our height is 6 centimeters, and our diameter D is equal to 5 centimeters. All right, so let's rewrite what we know. We know that a volume of a cone is 1/3 times base times height. We know that our base is our circle. Okay, so I'm gonna color in this circle right here. So we know the volume of, the area of a circle is pi r squared times our height. Now we don't have an r, we have a d. We know that d is equal to 2r, and if we solve for r, we know that r is 1/2 d. So in our case, r is 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5. Hold on, 2.5. Okay, that's not gonna fit in here. I'm gonna move it over a little bit. So r is equal to 5 divided by 2, that's 2.5. So that is our r. So we're gonna substitute this for our r. So let's rewrite. So volume is equal to 1/3 times pi times 2.5 squared, okay, times our height. What is our height? Height is 6 times 6. Volume is equal to 1/3 times pi. What is 2.5 squared? 2.5 times 2.5, that's 6.25 times 6. I'm going to put parentheses around it just so it's a little bit more neat. Finally, volume is equal to 6.25 times 6. It's 37.5. So 1/3 pi times 37.5. Let's break this out. So 1/3 times 3.14, that's our pi, times 37.5. Let's put parentheses around this. Okay, and let's multiply all of these through. So I'm gonna do 3.14, let's do it this way, times 37.5, and then divided by 3, which is times 1/3. So our answer is 39.25 centimeters cubed. That is our volume for this cone up here. So there you go. If you have any questions, if any of this is not clear, please let me know. Contact me or Miss Apiraino. We will gladly help you. Other than that, we have, I believe, one more page to do, and we will be, 2 pages to do, and we will be done with Spectrum Math Packet Module 3, and we can jump right into Module 4. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and see you later.